course, music production, you know. I have been my early teachings. I taught a lot of, I think, already well-known producers, that's already established producers. I have been teaching people since up to from 2005-6 there. I've been teaching, you know, I like teaching. It's something I think is one of my, not really hobbies, but it's really something I really like doing. And where I got my information from, I was a type of person that I like reading books. The time when there was no YouTube, you know, back in the day, we started with books, buying books from CNA. So I read, and then I also got some training in South Africa. I was also at the College of the Arts. I was a student there. And then also I was a lecturer, part-time lecturer at the College of the Arts myself. I've been teaching there diploma courses. So now I'm planning to move on with my teaching, you know. With God's grace, I really want to make like a training center. I really love teaching, and I really love to help others, you know. Well, I teach them about how to work on a computer, a desktop computer, or whether it's a laptop, desktop, whether even on your phone, you know, nowadays you get apps like music apps on phones. I help people with that, I train that also. That is now on the music production, how to make beats. For the recording side, I teach them about microphones. But that was like a way type of experience, you know, meeting different type of people, because we went like to 6 different towns, and it was the north, we were in the south, we were in the west. Wow, it was crazy. In the east, all over Namibia. Wow, that was amazing. And meeting all the type of, especially new upcoming artists. But the Open Arms Music Project, I would really say, you know, they are there. What I like is that they were focusing more on not just male dominant, but they also focus on female artists. I've seen female DJs that was in our country. That is like, it's so amazing. Female producers, female artists. Because sometimes when you talk about music production, you know, I don't know, we have this tendency of just thinking of it's a male dominant thing. And I learned that from the Open Arms Music Project. I seen that there is a lot of female producers, DJs and artists out there, and they are really good.
We did in 6 Namibian towns, and the aim of it was to increase the capacities of aspiring Namibian musicians and music industry professionals. So we went to Ongwediva, Gobabis, Rundu, Keetmanshoop, Swakopmund, and then we ended in the capital city of Windhoek. And we just gave them a 3-day training session, taught them about the business side of music. I was one of the facilitators alongside the legendary Elvo and the team from Namibian streaming platform Donlu. It was different because this is the first time where I was more focused on the business side of it rather than the fun side. Because as someone who's usually maybe on stage or on camera doing the things which are fun, while other people like producers and the project managers and whatnot take care of all the admin and putting all the logistics together. One of the things I've seen which is lacking in the Namibian entertainment industry is a lack of professionalism and also discipline from the artists themselves, but also things like exploitation from promoters, events managers, events organizers and venue owners. Just people exploiting artists and artists not knowing how things should be. So there's a lack of proper management skills. Artists don't even know how to market themselves. They don't know what an invoice is. Sometimes you pay a deposit, the guy doesn't show up or he drank. Just such things. So that's also one of the aims of the workshop, is to professionalize our local artists. Some of the industry challenges of Namibian musicians and artists in general, we actually spoke about this at each workshop, and what came up the most was lack of funding. So it seems that there's not enough money being pumped into the creative sector, even though it's being consumed so widely. Me, who started in comedy, people consume our jokes, but we don't reap the fruits of our labor. People are listening to the music every single day in bars, shebeens, clubs, in their cars, radio, but the artists are broke. So I just don't think there's enough support from the private sector, the government, and also just the general public in terms of making the lives of artists better. What the project did for the participants and for the industry is First of all, for the participants, it gave them the needed knowledge. And at the end of each workshop, we actually had a little showcase where they competed for a chance for us, the Open Arms Music Project, to sponsor them a professional recording, mixing and mastering session in a studio. And then we created an EP/album called the Open Arms EP. So now it's time to bring all the artists to Windhoek. First is they show up at 8 every morning for the 3 days and leave around 4 or 5 there. So we started off with the introduction by me, and then at around 10:30 we always have a tea break. We push again for the second session until 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock we always had lunch. Sometimes we had lunch at the venue if the workshop was happening at a nice hotel. But if the venue didn't have those facilities, we would usually get on the bus and take a little drive somewhere to a nice place where we would eat. And then we would come back for the last session, which usually ran until around 4 or 5. And then day 2 was a master class in music production by legendary Namibian producer Elvo. And the same schedule happened. But then day 3, we shook things up a bit. We started off how we usually started off at first, with the Donlu team from the Namibian streaming platform Donlu. Then it ran the same up until just after lunch. After lunch, things got a little bit more interesting. We always brought an established musician from that region who came in for an interview and just to engage with the participants, tell us. We had like Jericho, we had Don Kamati, we had a legendary icon from Rundu, capital K, and some other musicians as well. And they just gave us some insights on how to navigate the music industry. And then after that, we ended up each workshop with first a certificate handover, and then the competition that everyone was waiting for, where they all showcased their music there at the venue. And then we selected the lucky participant to be sponsored a lead single, to record their lead single, with some criteria judged by myself, Elvo, and Blessed on things like stage presence, musical ability, entertainment quality, can we sell you, those type of criteria. And now we are here. We all had one goal, and it was shockingly no conflict, no friction. Things just ran smooth. We all had fun together on the road, came back, and the project was successfully completed. I'm so happy. I would just also like to thank our funders for this, the Sound Connects Fund and the Music in Africa Foundation, who are implementing the Sound Connects Fund through the EU. So big shout out to the EU, Music in Africa Foundation, Sound Connects Fund, Goethe Institute, and just everyone who made this fund possible. It's very important that initiatives like this happen and funding and grants like this happen, because Southern Africa is always left out. They're always focused on these francophone countries, Cameroon. For the rest of the workshops, we had a satisfactory amount of women applicants, and they were quite satisfied, and we're just happy that we can help to balance out underrepresented groups and marginalized groups. Surprisingly, I think one thing we undermined was the number of people that were going to apply, because our target for each workshop was 10 people, and if I show you the list of applications, you'll be shocked that we can only choose 10 people. So I think for the next one, we'll have to at least increase the number a bit because of the level of interest being shown in this. Yes, we would definitely increase the size of the project by making way for more people to apply. And then we could also consider making it accessible to those who couldn't attend in real time. So maybe for some sections of the workshop could possibly be streamed. So I think in the future, how we can improve on the workshop is just, like I said, increase the size of it, because only having room for 10 people was disappointing for a lot of people who applied. So I think for the next one, we have to increase the number of people and maybe the size of some of the venues. Some of the venues were too small. Now we have to make it a bit bigger, more like a seminar type of vibe, even though it's still going to be a workshop. And then for those who cannot get there live, like in real life, we can possibly consider also streaming some portions of the workshop online.
think opportunities most of the time it's a little problematic for young upcoming artists. Some of them just know how to sing. They don't know how maybe to produce their own music or compose their own music. So it's a problem for them to maybe get because of financial problems. Maybe they cannot pay people to maybe produce music for them and maybe sell the music or etc. The workshop was very informative for me. I picked up a lot of things from Mendoza. A lot of things that I didn't know, that I know now, and that I'll be using also, and also giving out to the community. For example, I've learned a lot of stuff about advertising my music, marketing my music, how to put it on social media platforms, and how to even start signing up on platforms like Download and on social media platforms or social platforms to portray and sell our music, to maybe in the future sell our music and to gather some type of more fans. We have fans, but the problem is we have only started now with social media and our following is not that good, but we have been taught the ways to maneuver that and start boosting our followers.
There are actually a lot of them, but then let me just summarize. It's actually just like you heard from the various choir members that the transport, the funds, it's like a huge problem. Actually, the funds are actually the main cause of it all. Because like if you don't have financial support, you can't grow basically. Yeah, you can't go out there. Oh my goodness, I learned a lot. Yeah, because like yesterday about the music production, the managing of the music production, and so I learned the timing because I always struggled with my tempo. I always struggled with when to start to sing and all that. So yesterday I learned something about the 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that was totally new to me. But then yeah, I practiced yesterday afterwards and then I got it right. Yeah. So yeah, I can do it. Actually to promote their work, that would be a very positive thing to do actually. Okay, but then we don't actually, me personally, not we, me personally, I don't really know artists here in Keetmanshoop really. But then Zamazi, yeah, I know him personally as well. So I can try to promote his product. I can try to find some things for him. Yeah, I can help him. Oh my goodness, Kgosi, Elvo, Blessed. Yeah, those guys, they're amazing guys. Like they really taught me something really. They really taught me a lot. Like, thanks to you guys. It was blessed. It was amazing. Obviously, I would share this information because like this is what we need in Karas region as well. But then Karas region or Keetmanshoop as a whole, like we really don't have that support. So I would really like that to like explore, like to tell everybody that I can. And yeah.
I'm Elrise Afrikaner, born and raised in Keetmans. My music career basically started from childhood. I joined several choirs in Windhoek, here in Keetmans, brass band, and now I'm here with Clara's vocal ensemble. Everything, man, everything. And it's in the bloodline, for starters, and music has always a message to give you. And especially when it comes to gospel, messages doesn't get old. I never enjoyed a course from the start. The people here, part of the course, they were participating, everyone was participating, and we learned a lot, things that we never knew, things we could do without giving too much money, or spending too much money. You can do anything. It was for free. It was fun. The presenters were very, very friendly, very nice, very energetic. They were clear. We get the messages. We understood the cause. I will definitely go forward from here with my choir, go and inform them what we've learned here and start marketing ourselves better to make money and get out of our comfort zone. Of course, I'd like to thank each and every one of you that was here, taking out time and learning us so much. It means a lot for us, especially in Keetmanshoop.
My eagerness was to learn the aspect of business, my career, taking this as a career, making money out of this thing, because it's a gift, man. And most of the time, instead of me, just spending most of my time from 9 to 5, working myself to the bone, I could be doing something else, but this will be on the side. But, you never know, but I feel I could make this my business, my career. Funding is primarily the first thing. Although people can source that for themselves, if they could just, get something to do, maybe just, seek out maybe a sponsor or what, people won't say no. But even if they do, there are ample of opportunities you can reach out to. Funding is the first thing. And then exposure, not to say that much. The resources are a lot. You can go to someone, if you have to start with something small as a smartphone, just to, set up a social media page. That's actually easy to do, but sometimes, depending on, lack of employment, all those small stuff, it sounds little, but people can't afford to have stuff like that, just to get themselves up on social media, because that's where most of the exposure really happens. Man, I've had great expectations about the course and all the things that I wanted to ask, which I've asked in the questions. And, what's funny is that, most of the stuff, I've learned, going by myself on social media, online, YouTube, just, for curiosity's sake, just looking through this stuff, but then learning this stuff, but it really didn't make sense to me, like it does now. What I've learned about the workshop primarily, is the production part, the music, like when it comes to, the soundproof, where we are so fascinated or we are so beat up about, going to big studios, but you don't need those stuff. You only need a few stuff, and you only need a room that is soundproof. Like the soundproof really meaning, just making sure your room is fully, just nicely isolated. Like we had suggestions like the mattresses for the roof. Those things, they absorb a lot of nice, they absorb all the sound, which brings that clear, crisp sound into your recording. Those are the stuff. And, when it comes to the equipment, we didn't need all of the things that we always used to run for, and we didn't even have the budget for, while we only needed small things, 3 things, like a mic, the basic stuff. And that makes, because it's all about what that you can use. I'm so grateful, man, for everyone, Kgosi, Elvo, and Blessed, you guys. You've been a blast, I'm so grateful, I didn't even sign up for the thing, and I'm just fortunate, man. I just pop up, and you guys just welcomed me in, and I was like, man, this is crazy. And so I'm grateful for you guys. I just pray God bless you more, and have to have that heart of giving, because it means a lot.
I think I'm destined to do music because this came through my family. My mother was actually a singer, so I started actually doing music at the age of 6 when my father died. That's why the 6 is 6 the goat. So I started doing music at 6, and I started rapping when my friend, he passed away, R.I.P. Volleyball, he passed 2020. Like, he's the one that really told me I should really start taking music seriously as like a career, not as like a hobby and just, yeah, it's more like a career, like my work. Honestly, the workshop was great. I had fun, even though I had to come and go, but I loved it a lot as I got to learn new artists that I didn't even know existed. Like they have so much potential. I couldn't even believe like where were they the whole time. So I learned new things, especially mixing. I think we all learned about mix and mastering, but I had a little bit of idea of mix and mastering. It's just new things that I got to learn that I didn't really know, especially delays and such. Through media, I didn't know how to work really with media and such, TikToks and all those. So I learned a lot through this workshop. Like it gave me a great, if I can say, it gave me a greater view in music, how to do my things and how to work as an artist, how to build myself in this music career. Personally, I think I have to work more on like how I bring myself as an artist towards people. Like, yeah, I think I need to humble myself a little bit. Yeah, because I think I need to humble myself. But as an artist, I think there's still a lot to work. As for me, there's always room for improvement. No matter at what point you are, you can be at the top of your game, but there's always room for improvement. So I'll improve lyrical structure. I'll start producing. Yeah, start actually producing myself. And one thing, I'll start working with the people that I met here, because I feel like we can make hits together. And this workshop, it felt like it brought us together.
So personally for me, the dream of making music started feeling far-fetched. So yeah, because we don't have we don't get chances to be booked by corporates, for example, for gigs, because they only make use of established artists or people that are well known. Are very constructive, man. Like I've learned a lot of things that I wasn't aware of. Just to mention a few, mastering and mixing, and also the digital distribution, which was something that I really needed to know of or needed to get informed of. Yeah, I think it's very crucial because not everyone has resources to reach out, to the internet, or even if they do, they don't really know how to go about these things. So I think it's really important, and it should be a thing that should go around nationwide from time to time, just equipping upcoming artists to know how to go about the industry. Shout out to the Open Arms Music Project for coming through for us.
I'm going to announce who the winner is. So please, let's go with the drum roll.
My name is Franco, stage name is Franks. I've been around for quite a while in the music industry. I've been doing this since I was like 11, 9, 10, maybe around there. So it's been a while, but recorded here, a few tracks there, but nothing that I've actually put out there. It's just the know-how, how to get your foot into the door. It's one of the most things that's blocking us from making it big out there. We don't have the information. Actually, we do have the information. It's just you don't know how to organize, to say like, this is where you start. This is where you start to kickstart your career, and the next step to take and how to progress from there on. That's the only thing. So I think this project is really one of the answers to those questions and those problems that we had. From my personal view, I think there could be improvement regarding the support from the public, or as for shows and stuff like that. I don't think our artists are getting the respect that's due to them here especially in the south, because you usually get people getting paid more when bringing in artists from other countries or other places, which mostly get paid more for doing the same thing that the local artists are doing, you know. So, yeah, some of the clubs here and there would call some artists, but not local artists. If we, local as in the sense that they're Namibian artists, but not really from the south most of the times. They would really, most of the guys would go for people that are well known in the industry. The workshop was actually the solution to all the problems. All the questions got answered. Most of the stuff that we as artists were struggling with, the doors have been opened, you know. So it was very enlightening. Starting from day 1 to day 3, there was a lot of stuff that I wasn't familiar with. For instance, like mastering and mixing stuff. That was something new to me, and something which I always thought was out of reach for guys like us, you know. But now it kind of seems like I can also be part of something like that. I could also mix and master my stuff if I just put in the work, you know. And because we've been given enough direction, like now I feel like I'm equipped. I feel like I can go out there and I can do my thing. So this, guys, it might sound like it's something small for most people, but I really appreciate this chance, and I think this is going to be the start for Franks to go into the industry. And watch out, Franks is coming, man.
People don't pay much more attention to us local artists. They pay more attention to international artists. About the workshop, I learned a lot of stuff that I didn't know. Like Elvo was saying, if you want to record, just take a gray blanket and put it over your head, and you don't need a lot of equipment to record your songs. Like you only need DAW and those digital audio workstations and stuff. I learned that if you want to do something, you don't have to rely on other people. If you have the things, even if it's small, you just gotta use it and be big with it. I'm going to take this information, maybe also do I don't know, like with my friends, maybe we are just sitting and talking. I will just come and, okay guys, check here. I was at the workshop, Open Arms Music Project, and I learned this and that.
Okay, the biggest challenges in Omaheke, I would say, is lack of information, lack of opportunities, lack of investments. Yeah, those are the top 3 I can think of. The biggest challenge right now is the malnutrition that we all know of, and alcohol and drug abuse, and we also have crime now that's escalating, and yeah, teenage pregnancy and school dropouts. Yeah, those are one of them. I see a lot of potentials in this town. Like investment-wise, I learned so much coming from a media background. Actually, I thought probably I knew it all, but just to come see that, this one I didn't know. So yeah, workshop was great. It was feeding with information, and I'm actually full with information right now. The workshop was well organized. Due to some delays, obviously, punctuality time wasn't kept to the fullest, especially when it comes to it starting. And yeah, but I think all the facilitators actually had enough time, which they used to actually break down every topic they were actually presenting. And yeah, the other one, which is quite important to me, is the food. Yes, it was good, well presented, but portion and body capacity is not balancing. So participation-wise, interactions were very good. Facilitators took their time to actually listen and actually also give positive feedback on the questions that were raised.
So I'm looking towards artist management. Of course, I've done it in the past, but also looking towards doing it again. Okay, actually, why I'm more into artist management, because I have seen a lot of talent with artists really here in this town. So I feel like artists need to be managed. Their finances, their stage appearances and all that. So I really feel like there's a lack of management when it comes to our artists. So if we have artists that are really managed, we can create a big industry for Gobabis or for Maheke region. I would say the challenge that is there is a lack of confidence in our artists themselves, and also not being able to be booked to events, and that kind of lose, it kind of make them lose that confidence in themselves. So that's also just one of those things. One thing that I've noticed with our artists, especially our local artists from Gobabis, is they are very, very passionate about their music. They're very passionate about what they do, but some would go in the industry for fame. I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't like the training. I loved it. I loved it so much. Like, this is an experience. Like, for quite, I think for 2 to 3 weeks, I was on leave. I was on study leave, so I was at home. I was at that space where I was like, I think I kind of lost that. I wasn't vibrant anymore. I wasn't as active as I was. But the past 3 days that I've been here, man, it was major. It kind of uplifted me.
First of all, I appreciate for you guys calling me to be here. The reason that I asked so many questions, I really wanted to know about the background of music, and I really wanted to know how do we really do this in music. Because I went through many problems in studios. Going here, they tell you they tell you this, then you go here, they tell you a different thing again. Then I was a bit confused. That's why I had to ask many questions. Let me say 90% of my questions were answered correctly. That's one of the challenges about my music. Promoting online, the challenges, maybe let me say, when I say directly message someone, here's my music, here's my new release, some of the people will say, I'll block you or delete my number. why you keep on sending me these links each and every day? That's also the challenges, but I don't give up. I'm always sharing my links online. This workshop, I totally think so. It's needed everywhere in Namibia. As for the youth, they know nothing about the music background. Some maybe, let me say, they just saw me, maybe Majestic Boy is my friend. He's singing, so let me just jump in and also sing. But you really don't know what's the background of the music, what you have to go through, what you have to do in order your music to be quality or your vocals to be clearly out. And also this workshop is really a good workshop that I ever had in Gobabis. These workshops are needed everywhere in Namibia because it taught me many lessons about the music productions. It taught me many lessons. Now I know what is music. And now I can even start something from scratch. Even from my vocals, I can even make a full song.
The workshop was a blast. The workshop was awesome. The workshop was, it was just super. So what I've learned about the workshop is that the word, let me say feel. Feel generally means that whatever you do, whatever you put in, whatever you feel and whatever you put into something, either doing whatever, writing a test, music, you got to do it from your heart. So with that, stood out for me. So it tells me that don't do something just because you're doing it. Do something with passion. Let it come from the heart. And something that comes from the heart and hardworking, it brings fruitful results. Yes. Me being a radio presenter, I've had a couple of artists that came to me to play their music on the radio, and I heard that, which is Lee. She's the winner, of course. I have heard Lee. She came to the studio. I got to expose her music, and there were some gigs that I even had to help her to be performing at some gig. I think it was Soul Brother. I'm not sure, but yeah, she will testify. There was a time that I called her, no, I want you to go perform where, and she got the gig. Yes, so I would want, if artists come to the radio station, they give me their music. If there's a gig coming up, because mostly we have event hosters, they come to us and then they want to actually, artist, local artist.
I'm a DJ, producer, vocalist, and I'm a piano music, and I produce. I'm a jack of all trade producer. What I learned from the workshop, I learned how to market music, how to connect with other artists, collaborate. Challenges I've been facing are financially and like resources, the equipment. It's difficult to work, to do your music without having a place where you can go do your music or produce or record. Newly that I learned, I can mention like running a label, having a manager. Those are things that really can, that teaches a person, a musician, that having a label or a manager, it's kind of a little bit easier to connect with bigger people who are already in the industry. I want to thank all the people from Open Arms Music Project. It was really fun. We enjoyed, learned a lot of things. It was perfect.
My name is Lianthi Hobos. My stage name is Lee. I'm an upcoming artist, but I guess now I'm a like musician. I really do everything, like kizomba, house, hip hop, R&B, even jazz. I can even do jazz. I enjoy kizomba and R&B. Or like I was busy scrolling on Instagram, and I just saw the page. First I was thinking like it's a scam or something, like, cause I went through a lot of stuff and it was like a scam to me, but I just tried and I fill in the form and I just sent it. It was the best thing that ever happened to me, cause this is like a huge opportunity for me right now as I'm sitting here, cause I've never got such a huge opportunity in my life, and this will really change my life. It will really change it. What I've learned is that I didn't even know that how a producer is supposed to be with an artist. Like I thought maybe the producer have to, God knows what he was doing, and it really happened. I was not nervous. When I got on the stage, I was hopeless. I thought, I won't make it. And it was just, I don't know, I was just hopeless. But while I'm hopeless, like while I was busy being that person that I was, the voice that was coming out just impressed the judges, and it was, ooh, I'm looking forward on that day to happen, because it will be my first time performing in front of such a crowd people.
It's a slow, it's a slow, it's a slow, it's a slow. It's a slow dancing, it's a slow skin love, brown skin love.
music workshops where different artists from different towns can come and talk to and collaborate and work on music, and private sectors must invest more in these opportunities for artists to grow as large. The Open Arms Music Project helped me really so much. I was struggling with knowledge to know. Since I own a recording studio, I didn't know all the hoops and all the loops, but when I come here, I learn artist management, how to manage my artists successfully, how to distribute, and how to manage our finances. Yes, definitely. I think it will be really needed, because here you come to learn a lot of things. Like, I was shocked even how many knowledge that I got here. I would shout out to Open Arms Music for giving me this opportunity for me to grow and also learn, to evolve, to use the information, the knowledge that I got here to the best of my abilities.
Financial challenges and support from the local people. They don't support. And the other thing is also, I can say, it's time. Time is really, most of the Africans don't work on time. Everything was important because my plan was next year to go study for music. But at the Open Arms Music Project, I have learned a lot. Since I also want to learn a DJ, how to DJ, it was really productive in everything, especially managing, how to be a manager and mixing and so forth. The mixing was the most important. Since I want to learn how to DJ, it's slightly the same. Like, you should know which song to put in after the other one is done. You should follow the melody of the next song that you put in, and so on. They should be confident. They should not listen to other people's words that they say. They should move forward. Nothing should stop them back. As a young lady, most of the people, especially in Namibia, in Africa, most of the people don't support people locally, people that do music, especially in different kind of genres. For young ladies, I think the most important thing is for them to get support also from other women, to see that the potential is there for most of the young ladies out there to get famous.
A lot of minds around us, so the other thing that's also holding us back is people, when they see like Rasta, they already start to criticize Rasta on the herb, on the uses of the herb. So now people think maybe if they allow me to do a show upon them place, people will come and do whatever they want, so it's also another challenge also for I and I personally, And the other thing is, the owners of the restaurants and the clubs, they are always welcoming us here and then, but there's no funds all the time. You need to depend on yourself. I will tell the future Rastafarians, or reggae artists, to keep on pushing, never to give up, because reggae is low in Namibia. Although Rashama is keeping it busy, there's Farid Dread and Gary Dread and all that. There's a few artists, which keeping it busy. So I'm also on the trench right now. Like me myself, I've learned a lot in this project. I've learned how to digital marketing, how to go on digital platforms to promote my art, and so on. So there is a way for every artist, and there's a gateway. So yeah, they should come more because it's inspiring, and it makes to believe in yourself and who you are. And it's giving you that energy of yourself to how will I say, express yourself through your career.
I'm still upcoming, not made it yet, but challenges is trying to get other producers to do what you want to do. Because I guess because of my choral background, I'm more musical, and you get a guy that is not really musical. He's just, if I say this, he does something else. Yeah, I guess those are one of the few challenges that I overcame, and also trying to learn, because sometimes when you want to learn from people, they don't really want to teach you. because it's like they might feel like you are intimidating them, kind of like a thing. Those are a few of the challenges that I went through. Why things like these are important, they actually, first things first, they help with networking. Yeah, you get to meet people from different walks of life. I mean, I met a manager, Jasiza. You get to meet different people, and you just don't think one way. I mean, day one, I think it was like leadership. Day two, I was actually just there for day two, the basics of mixing, mastering, and how to move around music. Of course, I have to share the knowledge, because you can't gatekeep knowledge. Yeah, you share where I can. The food, I will lie, look, the Chinese were a bit long there, but the food was on point. I remember yesterday also, I disappeared for a while, but I had to come back for the lunch. Shout out to whoever who made the food. Everybody clap for the food. Leadership, it's true, you never meet your heroes, but like meeting him, it was actually a very nice, chill bro. Like, hey, shout out to Elvo, shout out to Kgosi, shout out to Bless.
We came to the conclusion that the winner of the free recording, mixing and mastering session here in the Orongo region will be Just Betty!
No one like you. There's no one like you at all. Yeah. See, I was in the den, I was solo. Yeah. Getting deeper in the dirt, I was solo. Yeah. Listen, so you keep me closer. Yeah. Hold you down like a poster. Yeah. On the low like a hoster.
For the flow given. So I'm Maria Kudumo by the name, and I'm based in Rundu. I'm from here. Me growing up in Rundu, what I have noticed here is many young people, they love music, but then the thing is we don't actually have someone that can okay, show us the way, that this is the way for you to go, this is what you need to do, this is where you need to do and go do your things. But as now we have joined as we have attended the workshop for open up music projects, I have noticed a lot, and we have experienced a lot of things that we never knew before. So as we were in this workshop, we have learned a lot as musicians or artists. So we are also supposed to be known in a different country to say, like other artists, those that we are watching either on TV or wherever we are watching them, or those that we are listening either from radios or wherever we are listening them. So we also deserve to be known in other countries. So as we have experienced much through Open Arms music projects, I think we're going to take the skills that we have learned in this workshop. We are going to put it in practice. We are going to put it together with what we know so that we can also go viral.
I feel like, you know, the biggest stumbling block for me is like, you know, people who are not willing to, you know, help out, give an helping hand, you know, towards, you know, my music. Maybe I share a link to someone and then someone doesn't want to, like, you know, distribute it or anything. They feel like this person should just, you know, stay like that. I feel like, you know, I need people who can actually appreciate my talent, people who can actually, you know, share my songs, people who can actually help with the promotion, you see. And you know, we need things like great record labels that can actually help out with the finances and all those things. Music videos that can actually be sponsored and all those. So yeah, hopefully I hope, you know, and believe that the Open Arms music project really opened my mind. They really showed me that they showed me ways on how I can actually get rid of all those stumbling blocks and how I can actually overcome all those. I feel like, you know, always try getting knowledge from different artists, you know, because working with other artists is the best idea ever, because you can approach a certain artist and they have, you know, a different point of how to get your music sold. There are some who can actually help you, you know, link you up with, you know, different record labels and all those things. So I feel like the best thing to do is collaborate, continue collaborating with other artists, get rid of your ego and pride. I'm really thankful that I actually got to meet those guys, the Kgosi, the Blessed, you know. They were really amazing. They were really amazing. They really know how to, you know, get their points across. You know, they are never evasive about you know, questions, because it's like you asking Bill Gates about how he makes his money. He'll actually tell you that I make my money this way and this way, but he's not really telling you the clear ways. And you know, they gave us all they know. You know, it's like a sensei teaching, you know, his student everything he knows.
What's lacking in the youth or artists at large is sponsorship and also support from the community. So they need the support in terms of venues and also some other areas like also transport, logistics, where they can access so that they can get to their venue where they are going. So the perceptions of the local are they don't take musicians or artists seriously because they have this mentality that music cannot take you anywhere, so which is a myth, which is not true. So that's one of the mentality or the perceptions that's killing most of the artists or the youth. Those are upcoming because it's taking away their confidence through that. But if the community comes and support in the voice of this artist, then they can be better. The project like the Open Arms project, it's very important. It's really needed in the areas like this or the regions, countrywide at large. So this kind of project, it can enlighten and also can broaden up the understanding of the artist so that it can open up the channels, the connections of this artist so that they can meet with the other people from outside the other town. So it's like it's unified and it collect the artists together so that they can know each other. So it's very recommended and it's very needed. So the team out there, they have to keep on carrying out this, and also they have to bring more kind of a project like this. In this project, I learned a lot of things. So I can name that like in music production, I learned a lot of things. I learned how to digitalize, how to do marketing online, how to do a lot of things, and also engaging with other people and all those kind of things. And also I didn't know how streamings collect revenue, but now I came to know all this kind of stuff. So I didn't know how an artist can collaborate with one another and how can they sign up a contract. But through the project of Open Arms project, I can say it really bring these things close to our mind, that this is what we have to do. So it's really a much learning process that I learned from this project.
The lucky participant for the Open Arms Music Project, Rundu, who's been selected to record, mix, master, and promote their lead single in a professional studio within their region. Drum roll, please!
All of my haters in deep, trying to be hidden, not be trying to see what I'm about, incredible, that's why I am, and I'm terrible, watch what you said, I got purpose and just my name, man, I was free for the same, my haters who wasn't a flame, suddenly I I'm already doing, get excuses, all of them more, step in the drinks, and money go booming, they wanna beat me, I'm G-Go, so when you're looking at me, all I gotta do is hate and love, he don't make no difference, eh, no, good as it's all, they get pushing out the from doors to wall, step in the corner,
My name is Rachel. I'm from Grootfontein, but I came to Rundu for the Open Arms Music Project. Yeah, I'm from Grootfontein. I learned a lot really, but I can't specify. I learned how to be better myself as an artist. Yes, musical-wise, I learned how to sell myself online, how to sell my music, and I also learned about online websites and stuff, and I discovered Download Africa, which I didn't actually know about until this workshop. So yeah, it's really good, and I think it's going to help me in the long run as an artist. I think the challenges that we face are finances, because we need money for everything, money for recording, money for our music videos, and I feel like event organizers are failing to pay us, and we don't have a way of selling our music. So from this workshop, I believe we learned a little, if not more, about how we are going to make money. I feel like we're going to grow together. We got knowledge from different people, and we're going to use that knowledge to be better ourselves as artists. So yeah, I believe that more workshops like this should be implemented. I really enjoyed it. I don't have any complaints because it was lovely. They touched on every single thing. But I feel like personally they should have had more days.
You can see or you feel, you have the talent. You've worked hard to really exercise the talent, and you don't know where to go from there. I can say right now, the music scene is accepting. It's accepting. It has open arms. I've learned that. So how we can improve it, I think educating, creating more platforms for new upcoming artists like myself. Platforms like this. It was amazing. I think the entire time I was just like, because I haven't really found people that love music as much as I do, I think, in my immediate circle. So firstly, being selected for this was exciting. I was elated about it. And then being here and the amount of knowledge that I got from it, it honestly opened my eyes, and it gave me more hope and more confidence in myself. What I learned from the workshop is that the opportunities are vast. You're not limited. You may have different challenges, you may have struggles with funds, but firstly, as long as you know what your dream is, as long as you're willing to work hard at it and actually perfect your craft, you can do it. Yes, I did interact with facilitators, and they were very open to answer my questions. They were very kind, very receiving, very informative too. I do think such workshops are needed because, like I said, for upcoming artists, you lack knowledge, a lot of direction, and these platforms give you exactly that, and they give you a chance to, again, perfect your craft. So firstly, I just want to say thank you to Mr. Kgosi, and I want to say thank you to Mr. Elvo and Mr. David. It's really been an honor. I'm so excited, and I will take the information you've given me and I will definitely apply it. Not just from you, but even from the people that I met here. I've learned so much. So I'm grateful. I'm super grateful.
My current challenge as a musician is probably marketing, getting myself out there, making myself worth listening to. The music scene, like all other artistic scenes, is very exclusive, I feel, commercially exclusive, and kind of, you have to get up to par. I don't know that there is one form of solution to that level of exclusivity. It's just how the artistic scene, artistic spaces work. You need to reach a certain level in order for you to be exclusive. So you just have to keep pushing. I enjoyed. I had so much fun. The workshop was really educational. It was interactive. I met new people. that I'm gonna stay in touch with. It's eye-opening. While I already know that you have to keep pushing, the workshop kind of like made me, I want to keep pushing more. Like I want to push harder. I want to push better. It gave me strategies, so I know I have to keep pushing. But it's like I was just pushing. But the workshop kind of put the pushing into perspective. It's like, don't just push here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like the workshop kind of practicalized my push for me. So I did interact with the facilitators. I did interact with you guys, and you guys were very open with answering my questions. You guys were informative, honest. Yeah, I enjoyed speaking to you guys.
My challenges as a musician is basically the music, the actual, the instrumentals. I enjoy composing. Songwriting I'm not too bad at, but it's just the actual production, to sort of, mix the music together, and has been to actually find a producer. So that's been the main challenges I've had with my music. I enjoyed the workshop. I saw the schedule when you sent it to me, and I liked it because it was very relevant to some of the problems that I've been experiencing. Because I heard about the monetization, and I tried to sort of look into that, and some of those things I just I didn't understand properly, and so that really cleared up a lot for me. I think I'm a lot more focused now in terms of how I should navigate those areas. What I learned from the workshop is, the composing. Elvo did such a good insert into the pro masterclass that he did regarding how to write. I realized, I'm actually writing the wrong way around my music, and that sort of cleared it up for me, to focus on your melody first, and then you sort of like compose your lyrics around that. And that I think that may have been one of the challenges that's been blocking my progress. Yes, I did interact with the facilitators. They were, it was quite an interactive program, the workshop, and yeah, a lot of my questions has been answered, and yeah, I really enjoyed the workshop. It was really very relevant and insightful.
Oh my God! You see my energy? Yeah, that's what it is. It's been a blessing. I can say that. I've been doing live music, performing with a band for corporates. I do thank God for the places that I'm connected to, and just the opportunities that have come up for me. And what I have realized being in that space is that there's room for growth, and then I kept praying for it. I said, I know this is something that I have, like I have a voice, and I love what music does to people when I sing. When you just open up people's emotions and hearts and just get in there, I learned so much. The online platforms are there. There are multiple revenue streams. There's different rooms, and in terms of funding, when you think about being an artist and just trying to tap into funds and grants, there is spaces that can make that possible, but you gotta make the effort, gotta do the work so that your dreams can come to life. Such workshops are a necessity because they are empowering the youth. The one thing that this land should do more is support who carries the future. We have social grants for all kinds of, you know, the elderly respectfully, they brought the land up, and then vulnerable children, we don't have a grant that empowers the youth.
The winner of the Open Arms Got Talent Windhoek edition, free recording session, mixing, mastering, and showing
Bitches malicious, these chicas need Jesus. You know they eye, you're not in your reach. These bitches should never relax. Este caliente como volcán. Yeah, I got it. In my jeans, I have a flowing. In my beans, never what to say.
I do hip hop music, trap. My challenges as a musician, I feel like there's lack of audience here in Namibia. Like most people don't really listen to the trap music that we do here in Namibia. They prefer listening to trap music outside of Namibia. The music scene to me is like hard to go into the music industry for new upcoming rappers. And what should be changed is that these established rappers should start supporting upcoming rappers. Like, let's say I send my link of a song of mine to an established rapper, they just ignore it. They don't even reply you or say anything like keep on with your work or something. They just ignore. So they should support more. I actually enjoyed the workshop. I enjoyed working with the ladies that were part of the workshop. I enjoyed working with everybody. There were good people, kind, fun to work with, open-minded. I just loved it. I learned a lot of things. I learned some things I didn't know before. Yes, I did interact with them where I needed answers to some of my questions, and yes, they were open. Yes, such workshops are needed to inspire talent. See, we have a lot of talented Namibians. They just don't know how to show their talent. They don't know how to get that exposure to show their talent.
I attended the Open Arms project Ongwediva. I applied to the Open Arms Music Project workshop because I wanted to learn more about music. We all see the fancy cars, we all see the nice bright lights and the money and everything, but we don't really know what they did to get there, how much effort they put in, how much work they put in to get there. And there was a lot that there's a lot to learn from. I think projects like the Open Arms Music Workshop is really beneficial to young artists due to the fact that we, young artists, don't know really the steps and the roles there is to get there, to make it there. We only know that we have to record music and hope that people listen to it, but there are so many steps to get there. Honestly, they really teach a lot and help young artists like me to see the ropes and the path. There was so many things that I learned from the Open Arms Music Project, and it was mind-opening. Like, I didn't know that Namibia had their own music distributor or distribution company, like Dolu. I didn't know that, and I found that out during this workshop. And revenue and stuff like that, like ways of making money through your music. And honestly, it really opened my mind. And after, when I'm done with this project, I am going to honestly look more further and deeper into this. And I advise that people do the same too. My favorite thing about the Open Arms Music workshop was getting to know the people. I got to know Elvo, a legend, and I got to talk to Kgosi, very funny guy, very nice. Even the cameraman was very friendly. Everybody, like Blessings and Brian, everybody was very friendly and willing to always talk to people and try to get, information, try to give us information. It was really nice.
I'm a participant in the Open Arms Music Project Ongwediva. The reason why I applied to the Open Arms Music Project is because I wanted to learn more about music. Anything that is musical related interests me, so that's the reason why I applied. And I wanted to get to know different people that participating in the project, since it's more on artists, different artists, emerging artists that also want their music to be heard out there. The Open Arms Music Project benefits Namibian artists in a lot of ways, because it's helping them to access to a lot of information that they do not know about, things to be done in the music industry, because there are things that a lot of artists don't know about. So Open Arms Music Project is helping artists, it's giving artists that knowledge in order to, improve in the way they do things in the music industry. At the Open Arms Music Project workshop, I learned of a lot of things. I learned of how to market yourself online. I learned of how to make money online, and I also learned about publishing and licensing. My favorite thing about the Open Arms Music Project was that I got an opportunity to meet different people who also fall under the music industry, people who are willing to learn.
The reason why I applied to this workshop is because I wanted to learn more skills about music, how I can become a better artist. Projects such as this, the Open Arms Music Project, they benefit Namibian creatives in ways that it creates a platform whereby artists or different creatives can come together and actually create wonderful things. It makes creatives recognize the importance of working together as different creatives. At the Open Arms Music Project, I've learned quite a lot. I've learned the importance of being registered with NASCAM as a Namibian artist. I've learned a lot that I didn't know about music production. And I've also learned a lot about digital music streaming. My favorite thing about the Open Arms Music Project workshop was the part where us as different creatives would actually get a chance to communicate with each other and learn more about each other and see on how to better create good stuff, Okay, at the moment I can't really think about any ways that the workshop can be improved, because at this point I'm satisfied with what I have learned, and I feel like my objectives were met, and I've even learned more than I expected.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Open Arms Music Project. I go by the name of Kgosi, and I'm glad to announce that the winner of the fully sponsored recording, mixing, and mastering session at the studio of your choice with promotion involved, courtesy of us, is Maita.
I applied to the Open Arms Music Project because I have so much to learn in the music industry, and I am willing to learn as much as I can get my hands on. So this was a great opportunity for me to learn everything that I need to know, and I got what I needed to know to start. I think the Open Arms Music Project benefits Namibian artists because it enlightens them on things that they did not know about, things that aren't really shared because people often withhold information from everybody, and this is a great initiative for people to actually share and know what's going on in the music industry, especially for upcoming artists. What I learned from the Open Arms Music Project is that you don't need a full studio to complete your music. Also, that you should go out as far as possible to engage with artists and producers to help you in bettering your music. And also I learned that it is important to believe in yourself and to go after your dreams because you are artistic and your creativity is priceless. My favorite thing about the workshop is that I got to engage with so many people around my town, and I got to make not meet only artists but also make new friends, because this was a really fun experience and I would definitely do it again. I think that the workshop could be improved if the facilitators bring along more known artists, well-known artists on their tours, not only the artists from our own town but also artists from other towns.